In the picturesque Swat Valley of Pakistan, nestled between towering mountains and flowing rivers, there lived a girl with dreams as big as the world around her. From an early age, Malala embraced this belief. She loved school, learning new things every day, and reading books that transported her to worlds beyond her own. But little did Malala know, her peaceful valley was about to be swept into chaos, and her desire to learn would soon become an act of defiance. As a child, Malala was filled with curiosity. She would often sit at her father's school, watching the other children learn, waiting for the day she too could join them. Education became her passion. Malala had big dreams, dreams of becoming a doctor, of helping others, of building a better future for her community. But the Swat Valley, with its natural beauty, began to change. The tranquility of Malala's childhood was interrupted by the arrival of a dark force, the Taliban. They began to spread their harsh and extreme ideology, and soon, they declared that girls like Malala were no longer allowed to attend school. In 2007, the Taliban began taking control of the Swat Valley. They imposed a strict version of Islamic law, shutting down schools for girls and forbidding women from going out in public without a male guardian. Malala, who had once walked to school every day with excitement, now watched in horror as her beloved school closed its doors. Overnight, her world was turned upside down. Despite the fear that gripped the valley, Malala refused to be silenced. She believed that education was a right for every girl and boy, and she was willing to fight for that right. At just 11 years old, Malala began speaking out against the Taliban's rules, despite the risks. Malala's courage was extraordinary for someone so young. In 2009, she started writing an anonymous blog for the BBC under the name Gulme Kai. In her blog, she described what it was like to live under the Taliban's rule, to have her education taken away, and the fear that surrounded her daily life. Her words were raw and powerful, capturing the world's attention. But Malala didn't stop there. She began speaking publicly, giving interviews and attending events to promote the importance of education for girls. With each speech, her voice grew stronger, and so did the support for her cause. The world was beginning to take notice of this brave young girl from Pakistan, but so were her enemies. By 2012, Malala had become a symbol of resistance in Swat Valley, a beacon of hope for girls who wanted to pursue their dreams. But the Taliban saw her as a threat. They had warned her to stop, but Malala's passion for education was greater than her fear of their threats. She continued to speak out, knowing the dangers that surrounded her. Then, on October 9, 2012, while riding the bus home from school with her friends, Malala's life changed forever. The bus was stopped by Taliban gunmen. They asked for Malala by name, and when they found her, they shot her in the head. The world held its breath, as the young girl who had fought so hard for education now fought for her life. Malala was rushed to the hospital, where doctors worked tirelessly to save her. Her condition was critical, and she was transferred to a hospital in the United Kingdom for further treatment. Miraculously, Malala survived. But her recovery was long and grueling. For weeks, she remained in a hospital bed, unable to speak or move like she once had. Despite the trauma she endured, Malala's spirit remained unbroken. She knew she had been given a second chance at life, and she was determined to use it. While in recovery, Malala's story spread across the globe. People everywhere rallied behind her, sending letters of support and standing in solidarity with her message. The attack meant to silence her had done the opposite. Malala's voice became louder than ever before. In July 2013, less than a year after the attack, Malala stood before the United Nations on her 16th birthday. She had been invited to speak to world leaders about the importance of education. With her head held high and her voice steady, Malala delivered a speech that would echo through history. One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world, she declared. Her words were a rallying cry for all children who had been denied their right to education. The world listened. Malala had become a global symbol of resilience, courage, and the fight for justice. In 2014, Malala Yousafzai was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, becoming the youngest ever recipient at just 17 years old. She shared the award with Kailash Satyarthi, an Indian children's rights activist, emphasizing that the fight for education and children's rights transcends borders. During her acceptance speech, Malala remained humble, saying, "I tell my story not because it is unique, but because it is the story of many girls." She dedicated the prize to the voiceless children of the world, continuing to advocate for every child's right to learn and grow in safety. With the Nobel Peace Prize in hand, Malala's journey had only just begun. Today, Malala continues her work as an advocate for education through the Malala Fund, an organization she co-founded to support education for girls in conflict zones and disadvantaged communities around the world. Malala's work has taken her to refugee camps, classrooms, and political forums, where she continues to push for a brighter future for girls everywhere. Despite the challenges she's faced, Malala remains hopeful. She believes that education is the key to lasting peace and equality, and her mission is far from over. Malala Yousafzai rose from the ashes of violence and fear, stronger and more determined than ever. Her story is not just a testament to her own bravery, but a reminder to us all of the power of one voice, one person, to make a difference. Malala's story is an inspiration for millions around the world. It reminds us that no matter how young or powerless we may feel, we can all make a difference. So, what will you stand up for? Who will you help to rise from the ashes? Thank you for watching Rising from the Ashes, the Malala Yousafzai story. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories of resilience, courage, and hope.